Hello everyone. Today's video is not just another video to make you feel good. This is a message to help you see things clearly. This is a reminder, a message that can change your life. Today, we are not talking about dreams. We are talking about what makes dreams real. This is called consistency. Let me say something important from my heart. Talent is not important if you are not consistent. I have seen many talented people who do nothing with their lives. And I have seen normal people do amazing things. Why? Because they worked every single day. You do not need to be the smartest person. You do not need to have a lot of money. You do not need to speak perfect English or have a perfect family or perfect friends. What you need is this. Choose one thing and work on it every day. Because your life is made from the things you do again and again. Today, I will explain everything about the power of consistency. I will start from the beginning. I will give you real examples and stories that will make you feel something. I will use simple and clear language, so even a person who is starting to learn English can understand. If you really want to grow, if you want to stop leaving things unfinished, if you want to live the life of your dreams, then watch this video until the end. This video is based on truth. It is not fake motivation. It does not hide the hard parts. It is real. Because real change comes from real words. If you feel like you are stuck, tired, or not moving forward, this video is for you. It is not just to make you feel good for a short time. It is to wake up something strong inside you. Let's talk about the one thing that can change your whole life. Consistency. And remember, on this channel, you don't just learn English. You learn how to live. You learn how to grow. So subscribe now and let's start this journey together. Let's learn something new every single day. What is consistency? Let's start at the beginning. What is consistency? Consistency is showing up again and again. You show up even when you are tired. You show up even when you don't feel like it. You show up even when you are scared, sad, and no one is saying, "Good job." You still show up. It means doing something small every day, not something big one time and then never again. It is not about being perfect. It is about being there, over and over and over. Let's take an example. If you want to speak English well, do you think you will learn it in one day? Or 1 week? No. But if you learn 5 new sentences every day, watch one video in English every day, read a small part of a book every day, what happens in 6 months? 1 year? Your brain starts to think in English. Your mouth feels more sure when you speak. That is consistency. Here is another example. Imagine you want to be healthy and strong. You go to the gym one day and exercise for 3 hours. Then you don't go back for 2 months. Will anything change? No. But if you walk for just 30 minutes every day, do 20 push-ups, and eat a little better, in 3 months, you will feel different. In 6 months, people will see the change. In 1 year, you will be a new person. The problem is, people want to see results fast. So they try to do big things one time, and then they stop. But the people who win are the ones who do small things every day with love and self-control. Consistency is not magic, but the results you get from it feel like magic. Why do people fail without consistency? Let me be very honest with you. Most people don't fail because they are not smart. They fail because they don't have self-control. They don't have patience. They are not consistent. Let me tell you a truth that no one tells you. Winners are not special people. They are just consistent. I know people who started with nothing. No money, no help, no followers, no confidence. But they chose one thing and worked on it every single day. Now they are building businesses, helping people, and living their dreams. Not because they are lucky, but because they are consistent. Let me give you a strong example. Do you know about the bamboo tree? When you plant a bamboo seed, nothing grows for 5 years. You water it every day. You give it sun. You give it time. But nothing happens. Then, in the 5th year, the bamboo grows up to 80 feet in just 6 weeks. So the question is, did it grow in 6 weeks or in 5 years? The answer is 5 years. Because for all those years, its roots were growing under the ground. That is how life is. You may not see results in the first few months. But if you stop your own growth. If you keep going, one day you will rise. And when you rise fast. Never think that slow growth means no growth. How consistency builds self-respect. This is one of the best things about consistency that people don't talk about. It doesn't just build skills, it builds you as a person. Every time you say, I will wake up early, and you do it, you build trust with yourself. Every time you say, I will practice today, and you really do it, you start to feel stronger, more proud, and more sure of yourself. But every time you say you will do something and you don't do it, you lose a little bit of respect for yourself. You start to believe, I can't do anything. I am lazy. I will never change. This is dangerous because how you see yourself changes how you live your life. But here is the good news. You can build your self-respect again. Just start being consistent with one small habit. Maybe it is reading 1 page a day. Maybe it is learning 3 new English words a day. Maybe it is waking up 10 minutes earlier. Whatever it is, do it every day. Soon, your brain will say, I am not lazy. I am a person who does things. I am consistent. I am strong. And from that point, everything starts to change. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. Dreams are beautiful, but dreams without action are just dreams. Everyone dreams of being rich, speaking English well, being healthy, feeling sure of themselves, and being respected. But not everyone is ready to walk on the bridge that makes dreams real. That bridge is called consistency. Without consistency, dreams stay in your head. With consistency, dreams become goals. Goals become plans. And plans become reality. Let me tell you about J.K. Rowling, the writer of Harry Potter. 12 different publishers said no to her book. She was a single mother. She had no money, and she felt very sad. But she kept writing every day, even when nobody believed in her. One day, a publisher said yes to her book. Now, she is one of the most successful writers in the world. What if she gave up? What if she stopped writing? The world would never know Harry Potter. That is what consistency does. It brings hidden magic into the world. The same is true for your life. You have a gift, a light, a voice. But unless you show up every day, the world will never see it. So ask yourself, will you keep leaving your dream behind? Or will you show up every day until your dream becomes your life? Motivation will fail you, but consistency will save you. Here is a hard truth. Motivation is not always your friend. When you feel motivated, everything feels easy. You wake up early. You do the work. You feel like a hero. But what about the next day? When it is raining, when you feel tired, when you have a problem? Suddenly, that motivation is gone. You don't feel like doing anything. And that is when most people give up. They think, if I don't feel like it, I can't do it. But the people who win in life know something powerful. You don't need motivation. You need consistency. Let me give you an example you will never forget. Think about a mother with a new baby. She wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She feeds the baby. She holds the baby. She sings to the baby. She has not slept well for days. She is very tired. Now ask yourself, is she motivated every night? No. Does she feel inspired every time the baby cries? Of course not. But she still does it. Why? Because she has a strong reason. Because it is her job. Because love and purpose are bigger than feelings. That is real consistency. And if you treat your dreams with the same love, the same seriousness, the same responsibility, you will stop waiting for motivation. You will start showing up no matter what. Consistency is doing the right thing even when you don't feel like it. Winners don't depend on their feelings. They depend on their self-control. Small steps every day create big results over time. Most people think they can do a lot in one day, but they think they can do very little in 1 year. They want big changes fast. So they try to study for 10 hours in 1 day. They try to lose 10 kilos in 1 week. They try to build a business in 2 months. And when they don't see results immediately, they give up. They start saying, "This is not working. Maybe it's not for me. I don't see any progress." But here is the truth. Success is not something that happens in 1 day. It is something that builds slowly, day by day. Let me tell you a true story. There was a man who wanted to write a book, but he had no time. So he decided to write just 1 sentence every day. He said, "I will write just 1 sentence. No pressure, just one." Some days he wrote more. Some days he wrote only that 1 line. But he never stopped. After 1 year, he finished his book, not because he was fast, but because he was consistent. This is the secret. A small drop of water falling every day can break the strongest rock, not because the drop is strong, but because it never stops. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something every day. And if you keep going, one day you will wake up and see that you have built something amazing. Success is built quietly, one small step at a time. Consistency turns struggle into strength. Struggles are not there to stop you. They are there to make you stronger. But they can only make you stronger if you keep going through them, not if you run away. Let me ask you something. What happens when you go to the gym for the first time? It hurts, right? Your muscles are sore. You feel weak. You feel like quitting. But what if you go again and again every day? That pain turns into power. That weakness turns into strength. Your shaky arms become strong muscles. Now, use the same idea for everything in life. For learning, for self-control, for language, for confidence. At first, it feels uncomfortable. You make mistakes. People may laugh. You may feel like a failure. But if you stay consistent, you turn your biggest weakness into your biggest power. Let me give you a strong example. There was a boy who could not speak clearly. He spoke with a stammer every time he tried to talk. People laughed at him. His classmates made fun of him. Even his teacher told him not to speak in front of people. But he refused to give up. He practiced in front of the mirror every single day. He read books out loud. He recorded his voice and listened to it. He joined debate clubs, even though people laughed. Now that boy is one of the best speakers in the world. His name is Eric Thomas, a famous motivational speaker. What made him so strong? His consistency during his struggle. Remember this. Pain is temporary, but quitting makes the pain last forever. Consistency teaches you to respect time. Time is your most important thing. But here is the truth. If you don't respect time, time will not respect you. And the best way to respect time is to be consistent with it. Let me ask you this. How many hours do we waste looking at our phones? Watching things that are not important? Complaining? Thinking too much? Doing nothing? Now imagine if you used just one of those hours every day to build something important, to read, to practice, to create, to grow. In 1 month, you would be smarter. In 6 months, you would be a very different person. In 1 year, your whole life would be different. There is a saying, don't say you don't have time. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. Look at someone who is consistent. Their time feels powerful. Why? Because they use it with a plan. Let me give you a life-changing example. There was a man who worked at a gas station. He had a dream to pass a big exam and become a government officer. But he worked 12 hours a day. He had no money for special classes, no help. So what did he do? Every day after work, he studied for 2 hours. Every morning, he reviewed his notes for 30 minutes. No matter how tired he was, he stayed consistent. People laughed at him. His family said it was impossible. But after 3 years, he passed the exam. He went from working at a gas station to being an officer. His journey was powered by using his time consistently. So ask yourself, how are you using your time today? Time is not the problem. Your consistency with time is the real question. Consistency brings opportunities. Here is something people don't understand. Opportunities don't just come to people who want them. They come to people who are ready for them. And how do you get ready? By being consistent. Let me tell you a powerful story. There was a young artist who put one drawing online every single day for 3 years. No one noticed him. No fame, no followers, no one shared his work. But he didn't stop. One day, a famous company saw his work. They loved his art. They offered him a project. That one project changed his whole life. He became a millionaire. He started to get attention from all over the world. But here is the truth. It was not luck. It was not just talent. It was the result of showing up for 3 years, even when no one was clapping. That is the magic of consistency. You don't run after opportunities. Opportunities run after you. Because the world respects hard work. And hard work done every day becomes a magnet for good things. Your job is not to control the result. Your job is to show up and let consistency build your future. The world respects only one thing, your daily actions, not your dreams. Everyone talks about their dreams. I want to be rich. I want to change the world. I want to be successful. I want to make my parents proud. We say these things with strong feelings. We cry about them. We pray for them. But here is the hard truth. The world does not care about your dreams. It doesn't care about what is in your heart. It doesn't care about your pain. It doesn't even care how much you want something. The world watches what you do every day, not what you say. It respects the person who wakes up and works, not the person who talks all day and complains at night. Let me tell you a story that touched many people. There was a boy who wanted to be a runner. He had no money for shoes, so he practiced with no shoes on a dirty road. He didn't have good food, so he ate dry bread and salt. He had no support. His father said, "Stop wasting your time." But that boy woke up every single day at 4 o'clock in the morning and ran, and ran, and ran, until his feet bled, until he couldn't breathe, until his muscles screamed in pain. But he never stopped. 3 years later, he won the national gold medal. Not because of talent, not because of luck, because of his consistent action when no one was watching. People clapped for him then, but they didn't see the blood on his feet. This is the truth. You will not get a reward for your pain. You will get a reward for your self-control every single day. Ask yourself every day, what did I do today that shows I really want this? Talent is a bonus. Consistency is the real superpower. Some people are born with talent. They can sing better, run faster, speak more clearly. And we look at them and say, maybe they were born to do this. But talent without consistency is a wasted gift. And consistency without talent can beat talent. There was a girl in a small village who could not read in English. People laughed when she tried. Her pronunciation was bad. Her confidence was zero. She couldn't even say, "Good morning," well. But you know what she had? Fire inside her. Every morning, she read one page out loud. Every evening, she practiced one new word. Every night, she recorded her voice and fixed her mistakes. She was not born talented. She was not rich. She was not helped. But she was consistent. 4 years later, she stood on a TEDx stage, speaking perfect English, sharing her story. People clapped. They cried. That same girl now teaches English to thousands of students across India. Why? Because talent gives you a good start, but consistency takes you to the finish line. The world is full of talented people who failed, but no one can stop a person who is consistent. If you want to be great, if you want to be unforgettable, stop chasing talent. Start making your tools sharp every day. You cannot cheat time. It will show the truth in the end. Here is something very few people talk about. Time will always show the truth. You can pretend to be working. You can show fake progress online. You can lie to your parents. You can even lie to yourself for a short time. But time will catch you. Because time has only one rule. It will reward those who show up, and it will defeat those who pretend. You may not see it in a week or a month, but in 6 months, 1 year, the results will speak louder than your words. There was a man who wanted to build a YouTube channel. He made 3 videos. They got 10 views. He stopped. Another man made 1 video every single day for 365 days. Bad light, bad sound. No one watched for the first 6 months, but he kept showing up. Today, that second man has more than 5 million subscribers, and the first man is still at 0. Why? Because consistency is not about fast results. It's about building proof that you are serious. Time sees your work, even when no one else does. So the question is not, will I succeed? The question is, will I still show up when no one is clapping? Because that is when time is testing you. And if you pass that test, no one can stop what is coming. Consistency is how you break family problems. This one is deep. This is for the people who say, my family was always poor. No one in my family speaks English. We always struggled. We always failed. Listen to me carefully. You are not responsible for the pain your family gave you, but you are responsible for not passing that pain to your children. You can stop the suffering. You can change the story, but not by crying, not by blaming others. Only by working hard every day, consistently. There was a boy living in a very poor area. His father drank too much alcohol. His mother was a cleaner. He grew up in a small, one-room house with no lights. People said he would end up the same. But every night, when the world was sleeping, he read books under a street light. He studied on an empty stomach. He walked 5 kilometers to a free learning center every day, without fail, even when it rained, even when he was sick. Today, that boy is a top government officer. He changed the future of his whole family. His children will live a different life because one man decided to be consistent enough to fight against his fate. You don't break family problems by wishing. You break them by working every day, quietly, with strong focus. Consistency is how you say to the world, this pain stops with me. and a new story of greatness starts with me. If you don't build the habit, you will always be a slave to your feelings. Because your feelings are the biggest liars you will ever meet. They tell you, you're tired, don't do it today. You're sad, skip it. You don't feel like it, do it tomorrow. Just one day of rest won't hurt. But that one day turns into 1 week. That 1 week becomes 1 month. And then you look back and say, I used to be so consistent. The only way to stop this feeling trap is to build habits so strong that they work without feelings. Let me show you what I mean. There was a woman who wanted to be healthy. She started waking up at 6 a.m., going for a walk, drinking water, eating healthy food. But one day she felt sad. She thought, let me rest today. Then came laziness. Then came the desire to eat sugar. Then came guilt. In 2 weeks, she was back to where she started. So she started again. This time, she didn't depend on her mood. She put her shoes next to her bed. She put her clothes out the night before. She made a rule. Even if I feel dead, I will walk for 2 minutes. She trained her brain to act without thinking. That is when things changed. She didn't wait to feel like it. She just did it. Today, she runs long races. She teaches fitness to other people. Her body changed. Her mind changed. Her life changed. Because she built a habit that didn't care about feelings. If you only act when you feel like it, you will never get anywhere. But if you act consistently, your feelings will change to match your actions. Your life is the price you pay for being lazy. Is it worth it? Every day that you choose being lazy over taking action, you are making a quiet trade. You are trading your future for a little bit of comfort now. You are giving away your whole future for 5 more minutes in bed. You are selling your dreams, your goals, your self-respect, just to look at your phone. And you know what? That trade doesn't happen with a loud noise. It happens quietly, slowly, and painfully. You don't wake up one day and see your life is destroyed. It is slow. It is not easy to see. Your body gets weaker quietly. Your mind gets softer slowly. Your spirit dies silently. Let me show you something scary. There was a man who wanted to start a business. Every day, he told himself, not today. I'm not ready. I need more time. I'll start next month. Years passed. One day, he saw his best friend, who started a business with no money and no help, but with courage, become a millionaire. That moment broke him, because he understood that success was not taken from him. He gave it away with every lazy day, every delayed plan, every, I'll do it later. He was paying the price with his own life. The question is not if your dreams are possible. The question is, are you ready to pay the price for your laziness? Because whether you act or not, you are always paying a price. So ask yourself right now, is what I am doing today worth the future I am giving up for it? No one is coming to save you. You are the one who will save you. This will be difficult to hear, but it is important. We grow up with the idea that someone will come to help us. A teacher, a rich friend, a miracle. We wait and wait and wait. But the truth is, no one is coming. Not because they don't care, but because they are busy trying to save themselves. The world is like a big fight. Everyone is fighting their own wars, their own sadness, their own doubts, their own failures. They don't have time to save you, and they shouldn't. Because the day you understand this, you become powerful. There was a girl who was in a bad relationship. She kept waiting for someone to see her pain, to help her, to pull her out. But no one came. And one night, after crying herself to sleep for the 100th time, she got up, looked at herself in the mirror, and said, "No one is coming, so I will save myself." She left. She had no home, no money, but she was free. She started working at a small bakery. Then she learned design online. Then she started her own store. Today, she owns a business worth millions of dollars. And when someone asked her how she did it, she said, "I stopped waiting and I started building." You are not weak. You are not broken. You are just waiting for too long. Stand up. Be your own hero. Because the mission to save you has only one name on it: yours. The pain you avoid today becomes the sadness you carry forever. Here is something no one wants to hear. Pain is not your enemy. Avoiding pain is. Growth is painful. Self-control is painful. Giving things up is painful. But you know what is worse? Waking up 10 years later and realizing you became nothing. You avoided the pain of waking up early. So now you suffer the pain of never being successful. You avoided the pain of studying. So now you suffer the pain of not having a good job. You avoided the pain of someone saying no to you. So now you suffer the pain of being alone. There was a boy who hated studying. He wanted to go to parties, to relax, to have fun. He said, "Life is short. Let me enjoy myself." Now, 15 years later, his parents are old. He has no money, no job, no respect. One day, he sees a man on a stage. It was his old classmate, talking about building companies, traveling the world, taking care of his parents. And he cried, not because the other man was lucky, but because he realized he had the same chance. But he avoided the pain that builds you. And now he is married to his regret. Pain will come. You can either choose it today through hard work, or you can receive it tomorrow through regret. But either way, you will feel pain. So make it worth something. Every second you waste is a second someone else is using to win against you. This is for the people who think, "I have time." No, you don't. Time is not your friend. It is not a safe place. It is a clock that is always ticking, and it will not stop for you. Every second you waste, someone else is using it to grow, to learn, to work hard, to rise. There was a young man who wanted to be a movie director, but instead of practicing, he spent his evenings looking at his phone, watching other people create things. On the other side of the city, another man, the same age, with the same dream, made one short film every week. No money, just passion. In 2 years, the second man was working in Hollywood. The first man was still dreaming, because he thought time was a gift. But time is a weapon, only if you use it. Right now, there is a child in a poor area who is waking up at 5 a.m. He is running with no shoes. He is practicing English. He is recording himself, reading books. He doesn't have a phone like you. He doesn't have comfort. He doesn't even have shoes. But guess what? He will be better than you. Because while you waste time, he is turning every second into a step forward. Time is not just passing. It is preparing someone else to take what could have been yours. So either you rise now, or you watch them pass you forever. You cannot be the same person and expect a different life. This will wake you up. If you want a better life, you cannot keep the same habits, the same thoughts, the same friends, the same daily plan. You must change yourself, or you will stay where you are. There was a man who wanted to be successful, but he still woke up at 10 a.m. He still went to parties every weekend. He was still friends with people who only talked badly about others. He still spent hours on social media. And then he cried, "Why is my life not changing?" Because he had not changed. On the other hand, there was a woman who cut off everything that was holding her back. TV, junk food, bad friends, late nights. She created a new version of herself. A person who read books, took care of her health, showed up every day, built skills, and had self-control. In 1 year, she had a new job, a new body, new friends, a new mind, a new life. Why? Because she understood that you cannot bring an old you into a new life. If you want a 2.0 life, you must become the 2.0 version of yourself. When you die, they will not talk about what you dreamed, only what you did. This is the final truth, and it should make you think in a powerful way. When you die, people will not talk about your dreams. They will not talk about your plans. They will not talk about what you wanted to become. They will talk about what you did. There was a man who always said, "I'm going to write a book." He had amazing ideas, but he never wrote it. When he died, his friends said, he had so much potential, but he never used it. And just like that, his dreams were buried with him. But there was another woman. She also had a dream to teach girls in small villages. She didn't wait. She didn't ask for help. She just started, one girl at a time, one book at a time. When she died, thousands of girls cried because she had changed their lives. They built a school in her name because she had lived her dream, not just dreamed it. She lived it. Ask yourself, if you died tomorrow, what would people say about you? Will they say, he talked a lot but did nothing? Or will they say, he changed lives because he showed up every single day? This is not a practice. This is the only chance you get. Make it important. Remember, you don't have to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. You just have to keep showing up. One small step every day can create the life you once dreamed of. Consistency is not hard. It just needs your heart. So no more waiting. Start today, and don't stop. Your future is already watching.